All right. Good morning, everybody. So it's Tuesday morning. We're going to take a look at some FX pairs as well as some crypto pairs. I was unable to go live Sunday evening for the Forex Weekly Outlook. So we'll take a look at some things today. We got US oils coming down. Just give me 1 second. Let me make sure everything is going good on my end. Looks like everything's going good. All right, so US oils yesterday had a bearish day. That's an outside bearish reversal candle, aka bearish engulfing. Took out the high, then you took out the low, and you are continuing to the downside. There is a level of possible resistance or support, 71.67, and then obviously the close of that bearish candle will be another area of support at 71.05. So is there anything to do on oil this morning? There may be. You're seeing daily range expansion to the downside already with this big bearish candle right here. So if you get a pullback to about the midpoint or this bullish hourly candle, you may be able to look for short sell side opportunities targeting that first level of support. So from there to there, that would be your first initial scalping target, your range. Take your profits and then move your stop to break even and see if you get downside continuation. Oil's been on a massive tear lately since last March. Everybody knows what happened in March. Went all the way down to zero, the front month contract. That was the trade, in my opinion, of the year outside of Bitcoin. Buying oil at $1 or $2. You would have had a nice return on that. But here we are now. Let's go to the monthly. You can see that we are extended to the upside on the monthly. You had one red pullback in this entire move to the upside. So in several months, over a year, you can see you've only had 3 red months. So it's definitely time for a pullback. All right, you could pull back all the way to this monthly red candle's opening price and still remain bullish to the upside. All right. We have a quarterly close coming up in 1 day, 13 hours. You guys need to be very, very careful. You will see massive amounts of volume coming in and going out of all these markets. Your Forex, crypto, stock, all of them. Every single market, people are going to be shifting orders. They're going to be settling up from last quarter's positions. They're going to be entering new quarterly positions. So getting a definite direction in the next couple of days is going to be very, very difficult. In Euro USD, yesterday was the trade, in my opinion. Yesterday, I was very occupied doing other things since this weekend, and yesterday I was still kind of out of it. When we traded up into this area right here, that was the short on Euro USD. This didn't happen this in the morning. Excuse me, that was during the Asian Open. Let me get back over here to where we were. First thing in the morning yesterday was over here. Right in there. So even if you would have gotten short on this move yesterday, you would have been stopped out, right? This wick back to the upside would have taken your stop. Had you move your stop to break even, so you basically wouldn't be in the trade anymore anyways. And sometimes that happens. It looks like it's wanting to go lower, right? So since we had dollar strength not too long ago, boom, 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 you've had several days of pullback, not being able to even go up to retest anything. It's just rolling over. The daily ranges are small in comparison to these daily ranges. So it looks like big moves on a 5-minute chart, but they're not big moves at all. The reason you're not seeing any big moves is because of the quarter close. They are getting ready to start doing different things. Let's go look at the quarterlies, because the quarterlies are going to be very important. So you can see here on Euro, let's get rid of all the smaller time frame lines. You have a quarterly resistance. So for all of 2021, since 2021, boom, opened, you've been testing this quarterly resistance, traded down, all right, tested it, traded down. This quarter, you traded back up into your new resistance, as until this level is broken, it remains resistance, but now you have another quarterly resistance right there. So price traded down all last quarter. or the first quarter. This quarter, we traded up into resistance and we have rejected so far. However, this quarter is going to close green with a wick above. So that's going to look to other people that aren't so well versed in the markets as selling pressure. So they're going to be looking at that as selling pressure. When what I see is a pullback on a quarterly. All right, this next quarter is going to be important because it will give us a nice trending direction for most of the quarter. Sometimes you get choppy sideways action like we got these 2 quarters here and this quarter. So you basically pushed up last year. This year you opened, you went down, then you traded back up. So basically you're just trading up and down. So a break below quarterly support on Euro 17228. A retest of that area, as long as it fails, you're going to be looking for shorts down to 112.242, all the way down to here. You could possibly stop there, but this would be where I would be looking for one spot 12121. That's going to be a massive move for a longer term swing trade if we are able to get in it. That's if you get a break below. You don't necessarily have to wait on a quarter close below, obviously, because you may miss the trade. You can see generally when these things take off, they take off, right? And then you have quarters that are choppy sideways, but we will see what's going to happen. To me, this looks like it's trying to become bullish. Euro USD has been trading down for a long time. All right, that's because the dollar has been going up. You can see when the Euro USD first became a tradable asset, it did nothing but go up. Once it put in its high, its all-time high, it rolled over and has been trading down ever since. Now, we did have this move up to the upside a couple years ago, but it was very slow, sideways, more or less, move to the upside, and then the same right back down. So it looks to me like it's came down, found support, and you're getting a big bounce out of this area. So I am looking for bullish breakouts on the Euro USD, on the Pound USD. Yes, that would be weak for dollar, obviously. Let's go look at the dollar. So here's the dollar, right? Same thing on the quarterly. Let's get rid of our lines. This is support. Has been support. It still is support, as you have not gotten a quarterly close below this level. That is 89.974. This is why you're getting a bounce off from this level. Remember, if you're following this channel for any time, we know that professional investors are not wanting to get short at support. They never do. I never do. I suggest you never do as well. If they want to get short the dollar, if they expect the dollar to go down, they need the dollar to trade off of support, get up into an area that gives them a favorable risk to reward down back to that support level. Now, I could absolutely be wrong. The dollar may get bullish for some reason. All this printing, all this new stimulus, everything, they're trying to induce a new several $trillion bill. I mean, they're just printing money like it ain't anything. And that's going to devalue it, in my opinion. Excuse me. So I am looking for more bearishness on the dollar. When will we get it? I don't know. Are we going to get it today or tomorrow before the new quarterly opens? It's unlikely. What's more likely to me is that this thing continues to trade up for a little while, getting everybody long, maybe taking out this swing high up here because no one's looking at the quarterly charts, and then throw a nice big fat wick up there as people start to get short on the dollar, looking for more downside continuation, as well as seeing a nice trend to the downside for the next half of the year, the rest of the year, so to speak. But this is the thing, we trade price. No matter what my bias is on the dollar, we are going to trade price. So if the dollar keeps moving higher, we are going to keep shorting the euro and the pound because we do what price does. But it's nice to have biases in the back of your head, but you don't let them dictate your trading decisions. You heard what I said? It's nice to have biases, but do not let those biases affect your trading decisions. You do what price is telling you to do. Excuse me. Right now the dollar's going higher. You had a lot of dollar strength in there. You traded up into a Heath level, an area of support or resistance, apologies, and that's where you've seen a pullback. What have you done on the pullback? Well, essentially you traded down into about the midpoint of this bullish candle right there, and then that's where you have found support. This bullish candle here. All right, traded down into the midpoint of that candle. set in a daily support level at 91.708. And in my opinion, anytime in the last week, that would have been a fantastic entry spot on the dollar, looking for bullish price action. Stop below these wicks. Now you do not want to enter because you are trading up into the midpoint of this bearish candle, and you can absolutely turn around here and head lower. All right. Now the midpoint of this daily candle has already been tested. So I'm leaning more bullish to the near term on the dollar, looking like it wants to test that 92.32 level again, possibly break out, get these stops up here, and you may see continuation to the upside. You do have a very, very tiny gap here, but I don't worry about the gaps. I'm not getting long for that. I'm getting long because of this right here. Once we get a daily closure above this bearish candle's wick, it will be full on bullish for the dollar until you get a break of this level. If you turn around here and you come down and put in a new support, meaning you take out this level on a daily closing basis, then we'll be looking for pullbacks to get short on. Right now, today, this morning, unfortunately, there is nothing to do. Yesterday was the trade, unfortunately. The only thing that I could see possibly happening today on the euro is this thing gives you a pullback for you to possibly get short. Am I going to get short right here on this pullback, testing this bullish Heath level right now? No, I am not. Why? Because I like to take my trades closer to 8 o'clock in the morning, 7, 8, something like that, as that's the New York Open. That's when the bulk of the volume will come into play. So if any stops are going to get run, it will be during that time. Then I will look for short side entries because we have taken out support to the downside on an hourly closing basis. I was short on euro once I took profits on this move to the upside, once I seen this massive move down, this was telling me that not only was I the only one long there, not only was I the only one that took profits there, but so did a lot of other professionals. Why do you say that, Heath? Well, look at what happened after we hit our targets. All of us exited our positions. Boom. There comes your downside in there. When you exit a long position, you are throwing sell side liquidity into the market. That gives you this pullback, a little bit of selling pressure. What had happened after that? You had sideways trading, come up, put in a new, tested this resistance, put in a new high, boom, straight down. That's downside continuation. This is a retest. You are looking for shorts until you get an hourly closure above this resistance level at 1.19370. As long as this hourly candle is not having a bullish candle close above it, you are looking for short side setups here or here. Once you get up into there, you are not, right? Why not? Because chances are it's going higher. So here is your support. You made support right here. There was support. This candle broke it. So now this candle becomes support. This is how I try to teach people how to trade. Instead of looking at all the indicators and getting analysis paralysis, just come check me out. I will help you. Here are your support levels. There is your massive one. What is price doing? Well, it's making new supports all the way down, trades up, finds resistance, boom, new support down there. So are we making higher highs and higher lows, or are we making lower highs and lower lows, right? You are making lower lows and lower highs. You are looking for downside setups on the Euro USD today and possibly the rest of the week. Like I said, I do not see a setup today. I will not use this as a Heath level as the range of the candle is too big. I like using candles with small ranges, small bodies, as those are the best ones. This one right here, preferably. So price can trade all the way up to there, in my opinion, and that's where I would possibly be looking for a short side entry. And that may not occur today. It may happen tomorrow. We will see. That level is 1.19250. On the event that you get an hourly close above that level, you are no longer looking for short side setups. All right. So everything has to play within this set of rules. Otherwise, I will pass it up. That's why. Because I can't get a good beat on it. I can't get direction. Then I move on. Here's CAD yen. This is the strange thing. You've had continued bullishness on oil. We had a massive pullback on the CAD, but this is versus the yen. So you have had some yen strength of late. Here's this. Look at this, guys. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up. You cannot. If you know someone out there that's teaching a better strategy, you tell them, let me know about it. I would love to see how accurate they are. There is your test, third day failure. What are you looking for? Shorts. Boom, there it is. Right there, fantastic. Where's your profit target? Right there. That's right, 89 spot 236. You'll be looking to take your profits there. You'll be exiting your position, or at least, at the very least, taking 2/3 of the position off, moving your stop down to break even. This was extremely bullish. Still structured pretty bullish to me. Your RSI is under the 50 spot, so you may have lost all your bullish momentum. For now, you will be looking for short side setups on it. Where's the next level to look for shorts? Well, right there, 89 spot 989. Are you likely to pull back all the way up into that area? Probably not. But at the same time, if you do, that would be a good spot to look for short side setups. Daily closure above that level, you are no longer looking for those shorts, as something will have changed. Aussie yen, extremely fantastic trade to the short side. We did have this bullish push right back up, but you can see what's happened since. Bam, bam. Yesterday and today, nothing but straight down. There is a gap on this chart, and it annoys me. There we go. So this is from yesterday morning, I think. No, it wasn't. It's an old chart. All right. Here we go. So, yeah, basically this thing's just been trading straight down. It's been fantastic. This was your entry yesterday morning. Nope. Where was your entry? Right here. This was your entry. So I wasn't awake during that time. I must have moved it. Or I know what I was doing. I was probably looking at an 8-hour. Yep, we were looking at it. No, it was a 4-hour one. Someone asked me yesterday about this candle here. This is what it was. This is your entry right here. This is the London Open, right? Going into your London Open. So I wouldn't have been awake for this trade anyways. This level down here on your 4-hour is your 4-hour support. All right. There's your 4-hour break. Close below. Right there. Here's your bullish Heath level. So on a retest of that, that's your entry. You're looking for short side setups. Stop above this high here if you wish. Boom. And you're still in it. I mean, it's still rocking and rolling. Yesterday was the trade. So that's what I mean when I say yesterday was the trade. On a lot of these assets, yesterday was the trade. That was the absolute most flawless, perfect entry. And it happened while I was asleep. Sleepy sleep. So anybody awake during the London Open, what they would have seen is they would have seen a bout of bullishness. Hopefully they would not have been bullish. I mean, technically the structure's bullish, right? Coming, but if you look further back, it's not really. This is a pullback at best. And you've seen your resistance level stalling. You did get a break above, but then you stalled even harder. So once you take out your support right there, boom, that's when you know I'm looking for short side setups. This is your retest right there. Wait for that break there. Wait for your close below support on a 4-hour. Look for your push up. Will you always go up into a bullish candle? Not always. Sometimes you will just retest the previous candle's midpoint before taking back off to the downside. There is a section of price right up here that's been untested, as well as this. So I'm not looking for any new shorts on this because this was the trade. People will be taking profits down here. I do not want to get short in front of professionals taking profits. So I will wait. I will wait for a pullback up into 83, 805-ish. Anywhere in this area over here would be a fantastic spot to look. So we'll just mark our resistance, get a wick above resistance, and then a close back below. That would be a pretty good spot to start looking for your entries. Moving for continuation to the downside. Will that happen? I do not know. It's possible, but we just don't know. We can find perfect technical levels to look for trades, but as far as telling you what is going to transpire on price in the next 5 minutes is virtually impossible. So that's Aussie yen. Here's pound yen doing the same thing. This is your yen weak or strength coming back into play. I mean, it's just flawless, guys. I can't explain it. So there's your bullish break above support or your resistance right here. This is your bull trap. Here's resistance right there. There's your close above resistance. When are you no longer looking for longs? Well, this would have been a pretty good hint. Took out the low, closed below the low of that bullish candle. Look at this, traded back up into your bullish candle, and then boom shakalaka, straight to the downside. Boom. That's where I look to live. Those are my setups. I built them. This is why they work. That's what I'm looking for, always. And then I would have moved my stop down to break even on it, and there's nothing to do left, right? The trade is getting extended to the downside. You have taken out support with a closing basis. So if you do think that there is still a little bit of juice in this lemon that you wish to squeeze out, be my guest. I am not. You have closed below support, which is good, but that can help us for later on down the road. I do not see the pound yen just falling for the rest of the day. It is very possible, very much possible. If you're not closing an 4-hour candle above the high of this bullish candle, maybe you can see some more short side activity. 153 spot, 318. A close above that, you are not looking short. Nope, you are waiting. But if you fail to close above that, because this candle closes at 9 o'clock this morning. So if you're testing that and failing, watch an hourly, testing, failing, then you may be able to get short. Stop there and see what happens. You are at the long end of the range, meaning the range is extended to the downside. It's been a beautiful little trade for the last 2 days. So, do we think it's going to be a nice short for the next 3 days? We'll see. We will see. They call it turnaround Tuesdays for a reason. So just be careful. And that's it on FX. I literally see nothing else. Excuse me, I'm having a hard time swallowing that Red Bull. Here's Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been playing with our emotions since yesterday. Okay, so let's get to the daily so I can give you the narrative of what is going on in this market. So when we put in this close down here, we traded up into the Heath level, then you've seen a fall off. People took profits, and also you got this bullish rejection. So this is telling bears, yo, we're probably not going any lower. Also, new quarter coming up. If you look at Bitcoin on the quarter, let's just go look at it. It's a pretty bullish chart, is it not? What have you done? Well, you tested your yearly opening range. So far, you're seeing a little bit of pressure coming off of that. Next quarter is going to open around $35,000. Are we going to go higher? We could. We absolutely could. Am I expecting at least a push up to the midpoint of this quarterly level, which puts me around what, 48 to 52K? Yep, I'm at least looking for that. If you are long this thing and you want to be out of it, if you're getting crushed, if you're in a lot of pain at that point, I would suggest you do so. If you don't want to get out of it, do not fall for that as being monsterly bullish. Just because you're getting a retest does not mean you are bullish. It just means you're getting a retest. When can you look for bullishness on? When can you say that the Bitcoin has repaired itself? Once you get a daily close above this swing high. Because any daily close or any swing under 59,575 is another lower high. That's all it is, another lower high. So you must get a daily closure above that. That would give you a new high, a higher high, and you can look for pullback entries to get long. Anything in this, like I said, this is the area right here that you're going to see increased selling on Bitcoin. People that are been long from down here, they will be looking to exit on that. New short side sellers are going to be looking to get short there because of your 618 on this leg of price to the downside. The downside has been exhausted for now. That just means for now. Remember, pro sellers are not looking to short down here. This is why you're getting choppy action. Retail is trying to dig this thing out of a corner. It's trying to get it back up, and it looks like they are going to. We have not been looking for shorts on Bitcoin since this day here. We have been looking for longs. Saturday, I told you this is just a pullback on the Crypto Weekly Outlook video. This candle, that's a pullback candle. Anything that's just very, very small in its range after a big bullish candle is typically where you want to look to buy. You're getting continuation of that. Now you are trading into a Heath level, so I'm not looking for new longs here. I did take a long on Algo last night, but that's neither here nor there. This thing is trading into resistance. We do not get long right in front of resistance. We wait for the break. Then you wait for a retest. Then you look to get long. And in that case, you would have all the way up to 39 right there, 39,037, and then 40,000 bucks. So a break and a close above this level right here, you can look for 40K. It's inbound, right? Because there's really nothing here to stop it. So that's what it looks like it's trying to do. Can it fail here and roll back over? Yeah, it can, but to me it looks like it wants to break out. But I can be wrong. I've been wrong before. It looks like it's wanting to go higher. So we will give Bitcoin its room and let it do what it wants to do. Here's ETH. Been solid 3 bullish days coming out of there, out of those lows. After making new lows, boom, boom, here you go. You're trading right into resistance. 2162 spot 72 is resistance. You cannot look for bullish entries right here. Absolutely not. You get a pull back down to 1985 spot 44, maybe then, but that's a very tight range, very small. Get a breakout above that, look for a retest to it, then look for longs. Now with this is a little bit different than Bitcoin, as it does have areas that you will find possible resistance directly above you, being there, and there. Those are your resistance levels to the upside. 2162, 2242, 2368, 2510. All 4 of those levels will probably add a bit of resistance to the game. Can you get a big fat bullish candle slicing through all of those? Absolutely you can, especially if this thing starts to squeeze out some shorts. You'll see a big range candle to the upside. I'm just not looking for it right now because you're trading into this resistance. And I basically don't look too far ahead. I'm only looking at what price is doing right now, as that's what's important. What is it doing right now? Always ask yourself that question. Right now it's trading into resistance, therefore you're not looking for bullish entries. And then let's go to Algo and I'll answer questions. Oh, here's Algorand. Same thing, looking for bullish breaks on Bitcoin, right? So instead of trying to get long Bitcoin, I trade the alts because they generally do what Bitcoin does, but with a bigger percentage move, right? Right now, Bitcoin's making small ranges. This would not have been nearly as big of a move as it is on Algorand. Plus, being less than $1, you can get pretty big positions on in this thing. So here was daily resistance right there. You can see we are roughly right around the midpoint of it. So here is the reason why I got long on Algo. We basically watched all this happen, traded sideways, and then bullish break to the upside right there. This was your trap bounce going up, making higher supports as it goes. Boom. There's your, so I was looking basically for a retest of support, which I got on this push lower right there. That's when I got long. Just pushed into this bearish candle's close. Not long, stopped right below. Where was my stop? It was, I think it was right below this bearish candle's open. So my stop was right around in there, and I woke up to a breakout. Fantastic. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Also took out hourly resistance to the upside with a close. So now we'd be looking for what? Yeah, a pullback, 87.42, maybe even as low as your old resistance down here, 86.36. Possibly, if that thing holds, looking for more bullish price action, because it looks like it's trying to turn around. Now, the overall trend is to the downside. So taking longs in a downtrend is you're taking trends, a trade against the trend, so to speak. So keep that in mind. Trades with the trend usually work out a lot better than trades against the trend. I just took profits before I went live on this and moved my stop to break even. So this trade from here to here is done. I am out of the position. The rest is just going to be, like I said, 1/3 of my position to see if it wants to get bullish continuation. Excuse me once again. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing this morning? What's up, everyone? Heath, quick question. When you say you like to take trades between 7 and 9, are you going off EST? Yes, sir. Dan J. Eastern Standard Time. 8 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. It's a bit early for me right now as it's 6 o'clock in the morning. So in my opinion, it's too early to look for a trade. Next hour, that's the reason why I quit at 6:30, because from 6:30 to 8 I'm looking for positions. But after 9, 9:30, 10 at the very latest, I am no longer looking for new positions, as chances are the trade is already played out or already playing out. It's very unlikely that you're going to take a trade after 10 o'clock in the morning and it be a fantastic trade. Usually what happens is you get a daily range expansion that happens around 8 in the morning to 10 in the morning, and then you get choppy sideways price action until the Asian Open. If you haven't noticed that yet, you will with time. You will see that I know exactly what I'm talking about. I've been doing this a long time, guys. Long time. But yes, 7 to 9 Eastern Standard Time. You could go as far as say 6 to 10 if you want. Gives you 4 hours to trade. Because and also one more thing I want to touch on that. You have your London and New York sessions overlapping there. See, your London close is at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So, especially after 12, you're not looking for new setups. Crypto's different, but that's how I treat Forex. Hey brother, happy to be here. Was actually watching your beginner playlist and it's excellent. In isolation and happy to be in this live now. Sick channel. Thank you, Wasim. Thank you for being here, my friend. Hello, Heath. Welcome, my brother. Yo, yo, yo. Morning, top of the morning, everybody. Good morning. I took Euro USD break even. Good job, Wes. Get that thing moved to break even. I'm assuming you took it short. Hopefully you took it yesterday. Today it's moving higher. Right? Today it's moving up. Or right now it's moving up. But we will see. We will see what happens. In my opinion, as long as you're not closing above at least there, you may still get rejection. Midpoint bullish candle, midpoint bearish candle. Closing above this stuff up here is not going to be good for anything, right? So do something like that. What is that? That's not what I wanted. Something like this. Any close above this stuff is not what you want to see. Not what you want to see if you're short. A rejection here, now that would be what you want to see. So give it time. You still got 56 minutes on this hour, so you got time. Good morning, Alex Builds. How are you? Thanks for heads up on the quarter. My pleasure, my friend. Yeah, it is easy to do. Get caught up in the day-to-day and forget these bigger milestones. Absolutely, guys. Professional traders like big traders, massive hedge funds, investment banks, stuff like that. They're not trading. They're not day trading. They're putting on a position. It can take them 2 to 3, 4 weeks just to put on a position. You got to keep that in mind. It's us, retail, that does a lot of the scalping. There are professional traders that do scalp intraday, absolutely. But I'm talking like the massive positions, the massive funds, the people that's got billions on their books and they need to get those billions into the market. They take days to put in a position. And they do that around quarters and months. They do not do it around dailies, in my opinion. Hey, do you think it's an opportunity to short Bitcoin if it closes a daily candle below the green candle Heath level? It's possible. Yeah, I mean, if you do get that close below on the daily, I am going to be very skeptical of any more bullishness, because you've been trading here since June 27th, which was Monday, Tuesday, something. Today is what, Tuesday? So it was Sunday. Yeah, I'm expecting it to break. If it doesn't, it's probably going to get shorted. That's basically what everybody's waiting on. See what happens where it is right now. Good morning. Could you check out GJ? Yeah, actually I did, so that's probably before. I probably looked at it after you said that. Let me go look at it again real quick. At the very least, see what it's doing. It's trading down. Yesterday was a very small range day. So the actual range from high to low is what I'm talking about. It's smaller than this day, or roughly right about the same. So, I mean, if there is anything left on this, it's probably going to go, or it maybe has went as far as it's going to go. No, there's still the midpoint down there on this bullish candle. So you got room to the downside, but I just don't like taking shorts right at the lows myself. So kind of just keeping an eye on this. See what happens here. Close above hourly close. 153.318. Probably not looking for shorts. The short trade is basically been exhausted, in my opinion. Had a lot of bullish momentum here, and look how slow the bearish momentum is. Bearish momentum should be worse than bullish momentum, always. This could be a pullback. You could see more bullish price action, right? Because this is like a beautiful little channel or whatever. Just keep your eyes on it. And that's broke to the downside. Yeah, I don't know. Just like I said, you're shorting the lows. Just keep that in mind. Heath, I assume that your approach works on stocks as well. That being the case, would you look at ARB UK stock with the dual listings US ARBKF? Let me see if I can pull up ARB first. I don't know. I'm assuming it's going to be on the London Stock Exchange. There's not much volume in it. I don't know if that's even what you're looking for. ARBKF. Yeah, it's the same thing. Let's go back to ARB. It's got more data. What the heck? What am I doing? Oh, I picked the wrong one. ARB on the London Stock Exchange, please. Thank you. So it's a blockchain. I guess is it similar to like the stocks that have been tracking Bitcoin as well? I mean, it's just been going down for a long time. Here is support right there. 116 euros or pounds or whatever. I'll just call them dollars, but you know what I'm talking about. 116 bucks. That's support. You've been unable to close the daily candle down there. In fact, your supports are getting higher. So it looks like you're heading up from here. Definitely looks better than it did. So here is your last bullish candle. There's going to be resistance. 156. So 116 to 156 is going to be your near-term range. Depending on when this thing, I don't know if it's open right now. It probably is, being UK time. The London Open was at 8, so yeah, this thing's trading right now. There was your retest of your bearish candle 2 days in a row, 3 days in a row. You've tested this, but you're struggling with this bullish candle's resistance, right? Every bullish candle's close is potential resistance. And that's what you're struggling with right now. So you're buying into resistance if you buy now. Closer to 128.20 or 125.60 would be areas in which you would be looking to get long, not into resistance. If you get a break above here, once you test this, let it pull back, possibly to here, 135, then look for a bullish continuation. Boom, shakalaka. I'm happy to be... Oh, the chat just glitched out. Give me one moment. Something seems to be going wrong. Alright, let me go back up to Boom Shakalaka. That's where I was and I got lost. There we go. I'm happy to be here. Hope you all are doing great. Thanks, Oliver, for being here. If I felt any better at Oliver, I'd be twins. That's fantastic. That's positive. Good morning, Heath, CTM fam. Everybody, what's happening, Jeremy? Straight shooter. Yes, I am. Your discovery of how Heath levels work is sheer genius, objective and accurate on any chart in every time frame. Can you please share an insight why these levels work the way they do? Of course, because I'm not the only one watching them. I didn't invent them, guys. They were coined Heath levels because that's just how CTM does things. But that's the way I've been trading for a very long time because it works. That's why I do it. And new traders, once they start to see just how good it does work, then they're shocked. Because think of it this way. The most important data we have is the open, high, low, and close of a daily range, right? Yesterday, what did it do yesterday? Well, the open and the close are the two most important data points. The high and lows are important too, but they're not as nearly as important as your open and close. Sometimes a daily candle will go back and test yesterday's open just to retest price, just to see if it can find sellers or buyers, and then trade away from yesterday's open. It's that simple. The reason that these levels work is because here you go, right? Like you're trading up. You're trading up. So when you broke out here, you put in a retest right there. There's your breakout. Here's your Heath level. The Heath level is the last bearish candle before the move higher. So generally, this would have been it right there. And then there's your push higher on a retest of that level. You can see you did not test all the way down to the level. Why not? Well, because this candle traded higher, so this wick traded into that wick. It just essentially tested this day's high and found buyers there. Boom, there it went, right? So sometimes in the past, when price comes back down here, it may find support there. What I've heard some other people claim is they say there's leftover orders sitting there. I don't know so much over orders or people are watching the levels to put new orders there, essentially. Especially in 24-hour markets, prices being moved around by orders that are coming in right now. Have you ever seen a big, massive bullish push, like takes out the high of day and everything, and then immediately see a bearish candle? The next candle be a lot bigger than the bullish candle and go down and stop out the bottom of the market. That's where people think that that's manipulation, that someone did that. Who did that? No one did that. What happened was you had a lot more buyers, aggressive buyers at that time. Price went up, stopped out the high of day, profit targets were hit, so more selling orders came in. And on top of that, you have new short sellers entering the market at that time. And then you get a big push down lower. So it's like, the market is chewing up orders all the time. And that's why you get whipsawed actions and stuff. But if we get back down there, it may act as resistance or support. So here was another Heath level. On this one, you tested all the way down to the close. Right? And then you traded away. Then you came back in and tested it exactly. There, boom. Got another bounce. So, I mean, I don't really have a technical reason why it works. Heath, what made you think algo would go long? Because I have a bullish bias on Bitcoin right now. Because Bitcoin looks like it's trying to break out, and that's what I was looking for. Bitcoin being the tide that rises all boats. I don't want to trade Bitcoin because I have an active long in Bitcoin, and I don't want to mess up my cost basis. So I can trade other assets like Algo, Doge, you know what I mean, DOT, those things. This just looked like it wanted to go higher to me. But just for the near term, right? I'm not looking for this thing to go back up to all-time highs. Obviously, there's possible support here. So it's possibly going to find resistance around 95 bucks. So I was just looking for this to break out. On the hourly, you can see that it was wedging up, right? Making higher highs. Your supports are coming in lower, but they're not taking out your main support over here. So each time support comes in, it comes in a little bit higher. Of course I want to get long to the upside. What are your thoughts on Swiss yen direction? Bullish, bearish market shift, or just pullbacks? CHF JPY. The thing about Swiss yen, guys, I know it sounds very, very attractive because Swiss and yen are both risk-off assets. But the thing is when you're trading them both, if you have two strong assets, if risk-off comes in the market and people start loading up on yen and start loading up on Swiss franc, it's going to make both those assets strong. So in that scenario, you're fighting against yourself, for instance. So if we go back to March, I'll show you what I'm talking about. March. You see this? This is March. This is the liquidity event, the crisis. All of this stuff. Big move down, big move up, choppy down, up, chop, 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 chop. Now that's Swiss yen. Let's go back to just Aussie yen or any other something versus yen in March. And look what you got. Big, massive trending down move, right? Massive. That's a fantastic trade. So when you're looking at Swiss franc and Japanese yen, you're looking at two assets that generally do the same thing. So you get a lot of choppy sideways price action. Here lately, Swiss franc has been strong and the yen has been weak. And now it looks like the Swiss franc is getting weak and the yen is getting strong. So as long as one is weak and the other is strong, or vice versa, then you'll see a trending move on this pair. But if both of these assets get strong or both of these assets get weak, you're going to see sideways price action and chop. Right here is an area of possible support. Right there. So you're trading into support. So yes, looks like you are looking for short side setups, just not right now. Not today. Look for a test of this bullish candle right there, 127.39. You get a wick up to there. As long as you do not close the daily above that, you can look for short side setups going lower. Or watch your 8 hour, right? 8 hour gives you one right there. So watch 124.55, as that might be an area. Or this might be an area, 126.28 to get short. You're not looking to get short down here. Absolutely not. All bullish candles have the potential to be resistance. What used to be resistance can now be turned into support. So there's your bullish close before it was broke above. That's what you're testing as resistance or support right now. You're trading into that. You're having trouble getting below that. So just be careful. Don't look for new shorts. Wait for a pullback up to here and make sure you do not close an 8 hour candle above these two levels. If you do, you're going higher. You're not looking for shorts. But yeah, it does look like it wants to go lower. I took it yesterday, got stopped out, break even, was in a good trade, and the spread after hours got me. They will always do that, Wes. After hours spread gets so massive. So what I do at the end of the day, If price is trading at or around my entry, I just exit the position. The reason being is because I know that the spread can get as wide as 25, 30 pips. So if price is within 25 pips of your stop loss, current price at the end of the day, you're going to get stopped. So it's just best to go ahead and exit the position. There we go. All right, I've been in sometime. Nice. Accidental hodler. Fantastic. Good morning, Will. I spot trading less has really improved my profits. Less is more. Absolutely, guys. See, this is the thing. Because I'm an intraday scalper, people are assuming that I'm taking 15, 20 trades a day, every single day. I take anywhere from 3 to 4 trades per week. That's it. 3 to 4 trades per week. Because I know that the less I take, the more times you enter the market, that's putting more risk. Every time you enter the market, that's entering into risk. And it's about managing risk. The way to manage risk is to be very selective with the positions in which you want to take. Otherwise, if you're just throwing out a trade 5 times a day, you're going to learn eventually that that's not the way. Unless you're just buying and selling ticks. Like if you have an ECN broker and you're literally buying at specific levels, waiting for the trade to get 2 or 3 ticks in your direction, and then you're exiting the position and you're doing that over and over again. I mean, some people can make that a profitable strategy, but the moves are so small, you need to have an absolute monster account to be able to make that a very profitable trading strategy. The way that I have found in my years of experience is taking 1 to 3 trades a week, looking for about 50 pips, 75 pips, something like that. That's all you need. That is it. One of those trades per week. But I'm more active, so I look for 2 or 3. And I never take more than 2 or 3 loss. 3 is an absolute max. If I have 3 L's in a week, I quit trading altogether. If that comes that Tuesday, I'm done the rest of the week. 3 losses. Lately, it's been 2. I've been taking 2, I'm done. But I haven't taken 2 losses since a few weeks ago. Could you take a look at UJ? Thank you, retest. Oh, yeah, I didn't look at UJ. Let's go look at UJ. Sorry, man. I meant to look at UJ. Here you go. So, it's been bullish, took out bullish resistance up here. You're getting a pullback. I mean, it looks like it's finding support roughly around the midpoint of this bullish candle. Daily close below it, you're looking lower. Daily support's all the way down to here. I did not get that line. Thank you. Alright, we're going to have to wrap it up pretty soon, guys. About 8 minutes. So, daily support's all the way down here at 110 spot 234. It looks like it's finding resistance or support right there. And I don't see the reason why other than that wick. I mean, wicks are targets in my opinion. So let's go see if we can find something on a smaller time frame. Oh, okay, there you go. You got 8-hour support right there. That's what's stopping price right now. 8-hour support right there. So fantastic. We have 8-hour support there and 8-hour resistance just overhead. So it looks to me like the dollar's turning around possibly, or the yen, where you've been pretty bullish. But see, this is the stuff that I hate right here. Big strong bullish move, come back into support. Do you find it? No, you make a new support and then boom, shakalaka. I don't like that. That sucks. It's hard to trade that. You get a break below support, close below support, then you don't even get a bear trap out of it. Just slow. 2 8-hour sessions later, you're up here again. You're still looking for shorts on this. Nope. So it's just when you're finding a market that's difficult to trade because it's not working out to what you're looking for, stop looking at it. Move on. Find something else. I haven't taken any bullish entries on this because it's been difficult for me. Right here, I was looking for bullish entries on it, and look what it did. Came in, tested, went up, came back down, stopped anybody out. then went up. I mean, it's just been very difficult trading. But if you got long down here and you're holding it, fantastic. I think it's going to go higher. It's at a very weird spot. I would much rather see it come down into here for possible test. I'd want to see support hold there. If you're not closing 8-hour candles below this, that's your support. 110.560. Oh, no, 110.538. Sorry. 110.538. If you do not take that out on a closing basis, you have absolutely held support. And if you're holding support, there's only one other way you can go from there, and that's up. The problem is you're going to find resistance at 110.651. So, yeah, I would probably wait. I don't see anything definitive on it. I would probably wait. Welcome, Andreas Bjork, to the retail level. Thank you, my friend, for becoming a channel member. Oh, so you use the open of the last bearish candle. I was using the close. Yep, the open. If you're looking for pullbacks in a bullish trend, you are looking for the open of your bearish candles. In a downtrend, you are looking for the open of bullish candles. Yep, the open. The open, the open, the open. The open's the most important time of the day. It's the open. So it only makes sense that tomorrow you may test today's open, right? Yeah. It'll sink in. Good morning, Heath. Could you take a look at AU and UJ? I think it retested on the weekly, heading lower, shaking my head. Well, UJ's not heading lower. UJ's putting in a retest weekly candle at best, right? You did get a weekly close above resistance right there. So it's looking for support right now for bullish continuation on your weekly. So see where it closes. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's difficult. I think there are better opportunities out there. And what was your other one? AJ? AU. AU. Yeah, I didn't look at Aussie dollar because usually it's going to be doing whatever Aussie yen is doing. So here's Aussie dollar. On your weekly, there's weekly support right there. There's your break below weekly support. There's your retest of weekly support. Here is your bearish continuation off of weekly support. Here's your dailies. Yep. Dailies. Daily support, weekly support. Traded down through it, came back up, retested it, boom. See you later, alligator. There's nothing to do on it, man. That was the trade. This was your entry. These last 2 days have been bearish continuation. Absolutely nothing to do. Nothing. As a novice trader, how can I deduce that the market is risk on or risk off? Okay, this is a good question because a lot of traders, it annoys the snot out of me when I see someone like, oh, we're having a risk off day. In my opinion, you can't have risk on or risk off days, right? Risk on and risk off is something that happens to the market when investors no longer have bullish sentiment on risk on assets. They start buying risk off assets. And in my opinion, that takes several days to weeks to months to accomplish. A hedge fund isn't going to just be risk off today and risk on tomorrow. They're generally trying to stay ahead of market dynamics. They're trying to stay ahead of quarters, ahead of seasons and whatnot. So basically a risk off environment would mean you would start to see your stocks, your risk on assets, Bitcoin, stuff like that start to fall. And then your risk off assets, Japanese yen, Swiss franc, US dollar would start to rise. That's a risk off environment. And it takes time to start and it takes time to end. Are we in a risk off environment? We're starting to be, it looks like. Aussie's a risk on asset. It's falling off. Euro's risk on. Pound is risk on. They're all falling off. Dollar's going up. S&P 500, however, is not. S&P 500 is making all-time highs. Bitcoin is doing its own thing right now. Oil, highs. So is it risk off? No, I think something else is going on. I think the dollar's moving up right now to get shorted, but I could be wrong. Lost these long Bitcoin and ETH trades. We'll try later and pull back. Yeah. WTI, thanks. Yeah, I'm on WTI right now. US oil is WTI. It's the same ticker. I just use US oil because I don't know why, but you can see right there, WTI. You're pulling down into daily support. 71.67 to 71.05 is daily support. Either one of these two levels. The top is the Heath level. So you would want to see a check of that right there and then reverse if it's going to continue to be bullish. Will I just buy it down there? Absolutely not. You need to wait to see if that level is going to confirm as support. You can do that on a 4-hour. Get a 4-hour close below, then you're not looking for it to hold support anymore. This is bearish momentum, so you're definitely not looking to take a long in front of that. Otherwise, you're trying to catch a falling knife. So let price pull into 71.67 and see if it holds. If not, we'll move on from there. Yeah, UJ's been pretty hard, blah, blah, blah. Alright guys, I have to shut it down unfortunately. Let me just see what these last few comments have to say. Yeah. Alright guys, yeah, keep an eye on everything. Right now, it's a little difficult trading. I'm not even gonna be, I'm being honest with you. Especially with the euro and the pound and stuff. I want to say thank you so much to all my channel members and Patreons. Thank you guys so much for your support. Always appreciate the support. There are new ones and I will get that done. I just have not had time as it's been a very busy couple weeks for me. And I know you guys understand and I really appreciate that. Keep an eye on Bitcoin. I am looking for it to break out bullishly. I'm not looking for massive runs and I don't suggest you get long yet because you're into resistance. On the euro and pound, you're seeing downside continuation, but you're getting a slight pullback. So as long as we are unable to continue to move higher, we will be looking for possible short entries on those two assets today. But we will see. Make sure you guys trade safe. Make sure you guys trade smart. Happy trading, everybody.